Call the meeting to order at 8 o'clock, 8:02. 8:02? Is it 8:02? Are you at 8:02?
Mine says 7:58.
No, that bad. No, that's a good one. We'll see here. But we can wait for the, no, that's.
Come on. I left my phone.
7 a.m. 8 o'clock. All right, roll call, Vincent
Here.
Ernesto here. That make enough for a quorum of a board of 3. This time, Mustafa is missing at this time. Proof of notice?
Yes, okay.
Okay, thank you, and 17.
Yes.
Okay, there's no resident comments. We're going to E, approval of minutes. Okay, did you have a chance to review?
I looked them over, I didn't see anything wrong.
I know there was some concern. There was something that we need to change here.
I made a correction.
Did you? What's your correction?
At the bottom,
Mm-hmm.
where it says Secretary Mustafa, he became the secretary, and Vince the treasurer, because I had left it how it was before, and then I switched it.
Right, because he couldn't
Because he couldn't be
sign.
the vice president,
Right.
because we needed him to sign, that's why this is here.
That's
We
right.
need to sign the minutes.
Okay.
Repeat that?
He wanted me to put
You
secretary.
see that let's see.
Yes.
I made a motion. Who seconded?
Oh, I see. You have to have somebody.
Okay,
I think
well,
I seconded.
the thing is that nobody seconded.
But, yeah, there was second. But you second for him and he second for you.
Oh, so I have to put it separately, okay.
That's why you
I
have
see
to
what
do
you're
it.
saying.
Okay,
All right.
Yeah.
okay, got it.
Then in, I would like to, but then y'all know how to read. New business, first paragraph, fourth line.
Okay.
Over above the UCL, 4 hours. Well, that's supposed to be like initial 4 hours.
Yeah. Right.
Okay, now the other thing is, and that's the main motion to change the time of use of clubhouse from ending at 8 o'clock to now at 11. That was not correct. The way it's written, because the 8 to 11 is only for parties. That make me understand that we're changing the time, the hour of the board.
Oh, because I put the clubhouse use, because nobody uses the clubhouse unless it's a party. That I'll specify is for a party.
Yeah, it's not the pool enclosure, no?
It's not the pool, that's why it's clubhouse. This is what I consider the clubhouse.
Right, where you have this, you have access to this room.
Yeah.
But they don't have access to the pool.
Huh? They do have access to the pool, because it kind of, because it,
It's
Right,
covered,
together.
you have access to the complete.
Yeah.
yeah, so I'll
So
just add,
you want to correct. that.
specify for party.
Sure. Okay, besides that, any other amendment?
No.
Okay, I would like to make a motion to approve the minutes to include the amendment.
I see.
It's been properly seconded by Vince. Question? Discussion?
Oh. There you go.
All of those in favor say aye. So moved. I'm going to the financial report. Okay. Yes, sir.
Ready? All right. As of 9/30/14, we have total assets, $719,177.55. We have liabilities, 129,477.99. Subtotal equity is $589,699.56. Total liabilities with equity is 719, 177.55. Let's see.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Any other question? Okay, yeah, I make a motion to approve the financial report as read. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Been properly second, Vince. All of those in favor say aye. So moved. Management report.
Okay. If you notice, your first page is a response from Miami.
Just a minute, I'm sorry. There was an email that, you want to talk to Marty, or you want to wait to?
His was the first old
Oh,
business.
business, okay,
Okay.
go ahead, I'm with you.
Okay. If you notice the first page, where on tab 4, after tab 4, Vince had brought up an interesting point about the sidewalk in the front of the property, that it was missing a piece of the sidewalk. I got a response from Miami-Dade.
Good.
Basically, what they're saying, it's our
I
responsibility.
figured that. It's okay.
But we just wanted to kind of have something from their side
Yes.
saying that it's our responsibility. So
So
she
that,
sent over her.
that property belongs to Arbella Park?
Mhm.
So we own right up to the street?
Yeah.
Not the street, but just right up.
Right,
to-
just that sidewalk. If you notice.
So we own the sidewalk?
The sidewalk.
You can get it.
Okay.
I'm sorry?
You can get it. If you want it, you can get it. Get it and close it.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
thank you. Okay, go ahead, I'm sorry.
Okay.
You know?
So I think that was an
Yeah,
important factor that
Yeah.
we needed to look into a little bit more.
I'm
That
glad
way,
you
You know, if
we
you want
can know
it.
whether we can maybe some way, I don't know, you guys
Yeah.
want to do that project, maybe incorporate it into one of our next projects, or after the street, before the street, if you guys want to do it, you know, I guess we can discuss it
Okay.
then.
We could do it with the street.
That's what I was gonna say, we got actually saying,
As long as we do it. It's just been,
Yeah, they kind
Since
of
I
like
moved
scope
here.
work.
it's like somebody stole that piece of sidewalk. It doesn't make
Yeah.
sense.
um,
All right, good. We'll do it that way.
The next document you'll see is a little bit of a review and modification of the last meeting, where we stated about the parking regulations, and I guess we'll discuss that further, but I made some changes in addition to what we had originally spoken about in that last meeting. And lastly, I wanted to let you guys know about the update of the street project, but I think Shane will be better doing that. Also, I included something brief that he sent to me in the newsletter.
Good.
At the end. At the end. Yeah, you just said.
Got here late.
Look at the.
No, I was here, we just asked questions before I had to read the whole
Look
thing.
at your agenda.
Huh?
You're gonna have time.
Yeah, you can have that. And why is work orders still out on some
The
Manhattan?
last, where?
Jose Manhattan. I'm looking at the first sheet.
That's it. Okay, good.
First.
Oh,
Maybe because let me see, he may have opened that, I just need to close that one. Because depending on the person who opened it, it'll show their name. So it was like pictures, so I just have to close it now.
look at the date though.
Yeah.
From 4 something. Huh? Oh, that's why his name's on there. Huh?
I was wondering whether my clothes.
Oh, I see.
I'll close it down.
Oh, I got you. I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Okay. Anything else?
That's all.
Okay, make a motion to accept the management report. We'll have a second.
I'll say.
Been properly second by Vince. All of those in favor say
they're all right here, but what I did
The
was
ones
that-
that we saw?
Yes, but what I did was make a list for you also.
Okay. I have a concern. And I don't know, I got a voice in the concern. The information that you sent us, sure that the committee got together, went through all the process. And I see that there was a October 3rd certified letter that went out. Violation that was noted on 12/17/2013. Okay. The only concern I have on that is that based on what the committee signed, first of all, it don't have a date. There's a date on the sheet, but the date is May 15th. I don't think they met 15th.
October? Oh, May, you said? Oh, should be October.
Is it October 15th that they met, and that was meeting?
Yeah, last week.
Okay. The holidays are, and no one party. That's confusing. The problem with this is that if the board approved it, and one of these residents complain or carry it further, and go into a court, there's gonna be some problem with
Let me
this.
see the thing.
So then the other thing is, we took pictures of the location. What we're supposed to do, okay, we took pictures of the location when there was a problem, the day that we found the problem. That's fine. But before they meet, on the same day, earlier that morning, we said, we're supposed to take a picture to compare
Before and after?
after, and then when Joe come and say, hey, my house looking good, what y'all talking about? At that time of the night, nobody can prove anything.
Right, so picture when the violation was happening.
Right.
What happens is most of these, I wasn't here, so I don't know, I don't have that picture.
No. What pictures are you?
For example, there's some violations here that are movable violations
Mhm.
that have been corrected, but I didn't have the picture because these are the ones that were set for the hearing back in April.
No, that's fine. The movable violation, that's no problem because you're talking about something that you took pictures on Tuesday, it's not there, that's fine. They move it and they put it up, but you know it, they had it. They didn't complain before that they got this, so we are not telling them that, we're not finding them, no. The reason the committee was getting together is because the committee needed to advise them, next time it's left up there, you're gonna be fined.
Right.
And there's supposed to be a printed notation here where it says that. The other thing is, the only violation pictures we have is those that from that day, drawn nothing actual. So if Joe come and tell Richard here, my house roof been clean and it was never clean, then what Richard can say? Richard can say no.
I wanted to talk about this to begin with,
The setup, the system?
this system.
Okay, but we hear that, no, we had, no, you were talking about something else, you showed me financial.
Oh, I wanted.
You want to address this?
I came
That's
here
fine.
just for this, I just happened to look at something here, no? But I
Talk.
I came here just for this. All this paperwork is good, okay, that we have, and just like you said, this is really don't mean it. Just close it up, put it in the file, and then send the fines the way we said we're going to. But we should have, you know, a little better way of doing this, you know? And the letter that we send out to the people should somewhat state that we're having a meeting on such and such a night,
Mhm.
you know, if you don't come, you will be automatically fined for these fines. So they understand that, because nobody came. We had, what, 4 people come? No?
Your point is well taken, however, you need to pass.
They need to prove to us that they fixed it. We don't need to prove to them that,
Absolutely correct.
right,
But you need to pass that statement that he's saying to him to see, you know, the letters, not that one, but the letters of violation has either created a penalty, well, you know.
I know.
So that one I don't think is attempted.
No, I'm just saying that we send out the letters.
No, you're right, I'm saying you're right.
Let them just be a little more specific about what's going to happen if they don't show up to the meeting. And also tell them to bring with them proof. Just like I said, they don't even have to come, they could have sent her the proof before, and she could have written closed, you know?
Not for removal,
Huh?
not for removal, not for
Well, the
removal.
movables are just all the time, concurrent.
Yeah, but you don't want to,
I would like to fix the houses.
no, I'm talking about removable. Y'all need to meet with them and just let them know, hey,
We
see
did
that
it, we
again.
did that, didn't we do that? We did that.
We see that again, we're fine.
We told them we're just gonna get automatic fines if you, we're not gonna send you any more
That's
notices.
right.
We told them all that. But I'm talking about, we told 4 people, or 3 people, I know there was one that wasn't about a movable. We told 3 people that, just don't put your trash cans out again, don't park your truck here again, no, don't put your camper in the back again, no, your boat. We told them, in at least several meetings that we had. Now, that's normal, you're just gonna keep getting fined if you keep doing it. One guy wants to get fined, he's told, fine him all year.
Good.
Our fine's cheaper than what he can pay for a parking space.
Probably so.
So,
None of these are valid because of the date?
What I'll do is that I'll modify the date on them, and then that's, what I'll do is that I'll make sure that the members, we find some time where either before that meeting next month.
You don't have to just change the date right hand on top of the thing.
you have to change the date, and you let the members know that they just start passing down as soon as they can, and you just have to decide. Because if you just have a date thing. Yeah. The other issue is any fine that they place there and any own, because the person didn't appear. The problem is you just can't place fine. That's a, I feel, yeah, correct me. Just can't place fine if you don't know what the home look like with 15.
Sure you can. It was their business to bring us food.
I know,
Not our business to go out and check again. We're gonna be doing work all the time.
No, you're doing the work because we made a mistake. We made a mistake. I'm not saying, you're not doing work because, we're doing work because we made a mistake. And Richard, the only reason, I don't feel that, I don't look at it that we need to go through all of this. The problem is that if X person decide they can fight it, they can go to court. And when they go to court, there's money, unnecessary money you have to deal with from the attorney because you have to defend it. So,
So my question, the date of the fine in the morning, that's when we're supposed to take the pictures, not a couple days before.
no.
No.
The day before, the same day of the meeting,
The same day in the morning.
in the morning. If
Okay.
you have to take, you always take those pictures, take them because when they come in, they will see what was the fine about.
It's
And
not
have a
the,
date.
not the movables.
Not
It's like
moving.
perfectly-
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I mean,
that's what I'm trying to object to.
uh-huh.
She goes out, looks at the whole neighborhood, sends the people that have a fine a letter. Now, it's their business after that point to send a picture. They can do it by email now, it's the easiest thing in the whole world. No, to come to the office, she's here, to say, hey, look, here's my house now. Or, take a ride with me, here's my house now. Okay, I fixed everything. Or, I'm not gonna fix anything
But you know, I agree with you. but
not to go out the day before we're having the meeting and take another picture
But you know what the problem with that is? That by doing it Ernesto's way, we have proof that they didn't do it. There's a date stamp on
We
that
don't
picture.
need proof. They
Of course
need
you
to
do.
give
You're
us
gonna
proof.
Okay,
Ask
okay,
Mr.
okay,
Maloney.
Okay,
It just make it more work for the association.
let's confirm that. If you can do it that way. Let's confirm, Malone, if you can do it that way. And when I talk to Malone, I always say, this is what we're doing. If someone goes to court, can we win?
Okay.
So you're passing the responsibility on to the homeowner to show proof that he corrected the right.
Kind of like when the police gives you a ticket for your tinted windows, you have to go and take a picture
That you corrected.
that you corrected.
Yeah, that's the whole
Happens,
idea.
But you can go ahead.
That's the whole idea. Why should we pay, where the homeowners pay, for double work for her, no, to do something that the homeowner should be doing anyway? If you send me a letter, I'm just gonna fix it and send you a picture.
Make a motion to
Correct the dates.
I'm making a motion to make a full board recommendation and finance committee, recommendation, I guess. In parliament.
Say that again?
We'll make a motion
Uh-huh.
to vote under finance committee recommendation in the next board meeting. Do we have a second?
Yes.
Been properly second. All those in favor say aye.
All right.
So, the issues with the change of thing, let's do it, talk to Edo. When you, based on what Edo said, please write a note to the finance committee, CC us, for them to know, for them to be aware of what Edo said. Okay, move on to, the presentation. Audience.
That's me.
You want to introduce yourself for those that wasn't here when you came?
Yes, good evening, everybody, board members, members of the community. My name is Shane Munson. I represent Munson Design Consulting. We're local civil engineers, and thank you very much for selecting us to be your civil engineer representative for your asphalt project. Asphalt overlay, asphalt repair. Sounds like there's going to be some sidewalk in it now, and maybe a few other various things. Thank you very much. I am happy to answer your questions. I know you may have some, but the foremost thing I wanted to do was introduce myself, just so you can see who will be representing you. Any questions?
I know you're in the process of doing a survey now
Yes.
of the community. What's the time for your completion of that survey?
What is required, or?
Look, your time for the completion of the survey, that said that they congregate required.
An estimated time frame would be about 2.5 weeks. We've gone to the county, obtained the plat. We are redrawing your right-of-way lines and your roadway based on the plat. This will be the most accurate and most cost-effective way to redraw your roadway system. So every roadway system in the east will be recreated that way. That will be a lot less expensive than actually sending surveyors in the field to shoot, so to speak, the various turns and high points and low points of your roadway system. After we complete the office work in compiling this roadway, I will then send my crew out here to pick up the little nuances of your road that aren't shown on the plat. These nuances will be things like catch basin rims. Where is the catch basin located in the roadway? You'll actually get a point and locate it in the world on your survey. Manholes, parking spaces that weren't shown on the plat, which could be all of your guest or common parking areas. Any little type of item that's not on the plat will be picked up by field survey techniques, just traditional techniques, and that will add an extra 4 or 5 days to the project. But we have finished about 90% of the plat reconstruction. Next will be for me to review it, tell the crews what to pick up. For instance, another one would be the guard gate area. There's a lot of features around the guard house and the whole entryway that aren't shown on the plat. For instance, the plat won't show that you have a guard house, in fact. So we'll pick up the guard house, pick up the curbing, pick up the speed humps, the arms, the various features there, and show that on the survey as well. So we are 90% done with the office work with the plat. Next will come the field work. So I would anticipate another 2.5 weeks. At that time, I will present to you a piece of paper. It could be via email, might be a PDF of this survey, something that you could look at on the computer, or maybe even a hard piece of paper that you can hold in your hand and see what I've done to date. The following step will then be the engineering part. I'll take that survey and add my notes in the areas that need to be addressed in your community where the asphalt is failing. Particularly around the catch basins, I want to make sure the water flows to the catch basins. And there's probably other little things that you're thinking of, like I heard the sidewalk being added, that I want to include on the plans. And so that's the survey time frame. It's harder for me to give you the time frame for the engineering because I don't have the survey completed yet. But once I do, I'll be able to give you an exact time frame of how long it's going to take me to complete that. I'll submit it for your review and approval. Once you approve it and you think it's fit, then I will make a recommendation to you to let me mail it out to various contractors. We will obtain pricing, we'll select somebody, and depending on your schedule, you can officially select them or just know you want to use them. But don't sign the paperwork. Let's suppose you're ready to move forward. You sign the paperwork with them, I will get them signed and sealed copies and send to the county for their permit. And that'll be the basic process with little, meetings along the way. You'll want to probably meet the contractors. I'll meet the contractors out here. We'll have this bidding process will take a little while. I'll have you put together the bid documents. But we want everybody bidding, what they say, apples to apples, the same exact thing. So our numbers from one bid to the next match up. Quantities and volumes and the whole 9 yards. And they'll be bidding it off my set of plans. Once we select the contractor, he goes to get his permit, then we'll try to pick his brain as to the schedule that it's going to be based on his workload and his workforce that he has available to send out here. And in fact, you may not want to, for whatever reason, I don't know if you have a lot of folks that come down for the winter, but supposing you did, and your community is twice as busy in the winter, maybe you wouldn't want to start in January, February, you would wait till April. It's hard to say. That's just a for instance. But this is how I see the project, the vision of the project progressing. So we got it on track. Survey, design, bidding, contractor selection, permit with the county. And then it'll be the construction phase. And a little bit out of our hands, but we'll be nailing them down as to how long will you take to build this thing? When is your start date? Let's see what kind of holidays are in there. For instance, if we were to start construction this year, there would be a lot of downtime with the holidays coming up. And if I had to go out on a limb and guess right now, with it's already being late October, this project probably will not start construction this year. It's going to be a next year project.
In between, before it goes to the bid, I guess we can then put in the sidewalk and all of that.
It'll be during the design process that you want to make me aware of any little thing that you want to add that I'm not already aware of. I'm aware of the basics and the asphalt repair, the drainage issues that you have with the settling of the asphalt and the, I'll call it sinkholes, not true sinkholes, but the sinkhole areas that we want to repair. I'm aware of all of that. But if you have sidewalk, if you wanted to add another jogging path, if you wanted to add a ton of speed humps, if you wanted to add a lot more signage, These are all things that I expect this contractor can handle. He can handle asphalt, he can handle drainage, signage, and concrete work, whoever we select.
Okay.
So if we have any of those.
All of those things that you're speaking about, that's before the bid, is that right, or this is after?
This is before the bidding. The plans need to be 100% as we think we like them when the contractor sees them.
Okay, because I didn't mention to Kenny that one of the things we would like is have a big poster. I would say what 5 feet to 6 feet big of the plot. And then we have there where the drainage are, where the pump and bumps,
The manholes
and
are.
all of that, and then have called the homeowners for a general meeting to come and look at this and discuss it, before we finalize it.
Sure.
Like that, who don't want a bump in front of the house can say something, and we can look and say why not, and so forth. At least we can go through that process.
Sure, and even scheduling and the phasing of the project. You may have an idea of where you want them to start, where you want them not to start. You'll get a lot of input from the residents, I'm sure. So you'll come up with your idea for phasing, and these color boards, which will be my plans.
Stuff to do for
You put them up there and highlight them. Hey, this is phase 1. This is phase 2. There'll be a certain order in which you guys like things.
And if you had to go, I'm sorry.
No, I was just gonna ask, with your experience, our size, our community, you've been through it, yes?
Oh, yeah.
What's the estimated time within 1 or 2 months, I don't care?
Estimated time for
When
what?
they start, from when we pick the bidder, we tell them, okay, you got the contract, commence. They got the permits, go.
There's some back and forth. You had it even with me, with your attorney, and y'all formalizing the contract. So let's say you formalize this contract and you get it in place. I would say they can start the permitting right away. That's not something they have to delay on. They can send a person down to the county and apply for the permit. How long that will take, I don't know exactly. But that's part of the construction process too that we have to account for. So you finalize your contract, which could be lengthy. Let's say that's 30 days. Let's say it's 30 days for getting the permit.
Yeah, but
And then the actual construction
that's what you want.
That's what
is something I can't really answer so well.
Okay.
Because it has to do with workload of the contractor. It has to do with how many their available workforce. And,
Let me put it to you this way. We're not dealing with workforce. You're supposed to know what kind of workforce they're supposed to have out there. That's what they need to have. We're not taking half of the workforce because in their mind they're getting into that. We're not going through the negative, but you have an idea of what type of workforce it could be.
Yeah. So I'll give you a theoretical answer. The theoretical answers, as you know, never turn out to be as the actual time frame answer. And the basic reason is every contractor has more than one project.
Yeah,
So
but
they
we can
pay
put that
attention.
in it.
Then there's something going on where they need a crew at another place and they bring them back, and it's a constant thing. Can you get a contractor to pay attention to your job 100% of the time? I would doubt it, no matter who you still.
This is what I'm thinking. If we're gonna give them the job, I think it should be part of the bidding process that they tell us, we're gonna knock it out in 2 months, 3 months.
Well,
If you don't, then you're gonna start paying us.
get a time frame from them, see if you agree with it, and you put it in the contract that if they're past that certain number of days, they have what we call liquidated damages. Money they pay the board, or the community rather, for the time over that.
For putting up the dust and everything else, get it done.
I think this is a minimum 45 to 60 day project. Let's say 60 days.
2 months.
This is a big project.
No,
On the scale of things, this is a larger project.
Well, once you finalize the scope of work, you should have an idea of how long it's gonna take the project, so you can, like they say, put it into the bidding process, so, when they sign off, okay, it's gonna be 60 days, in 61, you're gonna start paying a fee, because you're not complete deadline.
Right, that's what we were just saying. But unfortunately, you and I could throw out numbers all day long, and since we're not contractors and we don't do that every day, it's hard for us to say exactly what it's gonna be. The real number's gonna come from them, but the key is then we're gonna make them stick to it.
That's the
I
key.
can't tell them how fast to work. I don't know how fast they can work. I have an idea, and my idea is 60 days.
That's fair.
But we're gonna get an idea from them
That's
as a
right.
part of the bid.
Right.
Hey, how long do you think this will take? And you know what happens? The contractors usually come in a little bit low because they want to impress you. And when you,
We like it first. You know, we go in the.
It's better if you put the 60-day mark and have them tell you, okay, it's really tight for me to finish in 60 days. I would like to do it in 65. So,
you're gonna
you
know.
know, you have a push.
And then when you interview the contractor that you like best, or maybe you interview all of them, I'm not sure how it goes around here, but you're gonna interview a couple, and you're gonna ask them point blank, hey, so I see you say it's gonna take you 30 days, and we are worried that you couldn't finish in 30 days. Is that 30 days realistic? Hopefully he gives you an honest answer right there. He goes, yeah, well, I was thinking about my schedule. This is a 45-day job. And you say, okay, great, 45 days. I'm gonna put that in your contract. Are you comfortable with that? And we're also gonna put in that you owe us $200 a day if you go after 45 days, not including weekends, not including holidays or rain-out days, which is standard. And obviously, you'll deduct that from his earnings. But that's basically how it plays out.
So rough idea is 60 days.
Rough idea is 60 days.
That's fair.
Okay.
That's the construction time
Yeah. no,
of the actual workout on the property.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I know there are some, a couple of drainage that we're gonna have to do something with them also. There's some bad ones, a couple of them that come back. And then we can talk to you about it, and then we can.
Yeah, before anything's finalized on my end, I'm gonna drive around with you and be made known of all these areas that you're concerned about, and I'll make sure they're on the plans.
Okay.
And make sure they're included.
All right. Anything else we need to know at this time?
Just know that you're in good hands. I have your interest at heart. I'm gonna protect you and the community as far as dollars and cents and the work that you get. That's why you hire an engineer.
Well,
Okay? That's
what
why,
you said for that statement, that same statement.
that's why you hire me.
Yeah, but that's the same statement they gave us,
Who?
the one that did that.
I don't know much about them. I don't know much about them, and I know they weren't me.
Thank God.
But luckily, I don't have to do much better than that guy to impress you. But you're gonna like the product that you're given. You're gonna be involved the whole way through. If I need to come to another meeting along with the contractors when they're here, so we can ask questions, willing to do that. And you'll be involved every step of the way. You'll know when I've made a milestone in the plans or permitting or whatever. You're gonna be notified, and you're gonna talk to the contractor too. She will, and I will for you.
The last time we did the bidding for that one, it was sealed bid. So, yeah, we kind of opened that bid.
That'll be fun.
That's cool. Okay, one more question?
Okay.
Do y'all have any questions?
Yeah. Yeah.
Sure, oh, here.
No, no, no.
No, I don't want to.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much, everybody.
All right.
Thank you.
Okay, going to new business, appointment of new.
He'll come out here.
board
Good stuff.
member. That task service. Take care.
You're gonna see the gold thing, the gold email.
I saw.
Can we talk about this?
We haven't gotten there.
I thought that they didn't remember that.
It says appointment of new board members.
Are you gonna talk about, is that what you're talking about? How many of you?
I'd like to resign on the finance committee and go back on the board.
Yay!
I'm not joking, I'm serious. Then I won't have to ask these stupid questions.
But who's gonna guide my finance committee?
I don't know, we have to find somebody to join the finance committee. That's a very boring job, I thought it would be more fruitful, and it's not.
Let me think this one exciting.
Well, no, this is not exciting, this is aggravating, but, you know.
You're rather aggravating than boring.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, we have a Daniel Solares. Miguelina Garcia.
I saw two on the desk.
That third one is,
Okay.
I don't know, I know.
Bar- Barreto?
I didn't see that, he said that he wanted to be part of the board?
no. He just answered for volunteer, I don't know for what, that's why.
Oh,
I
okay.
thought,
I just saw that he said he couldn't make it Wednesdays or
Right.
Thursdays.
And
That's all I
I
saw.
told, and I replied, today's Tuesday, it's tonight.
That's all. That's all I saw, but he didn't tell me.
he said it on the voluntary.
But I think he was responding to the fact that we sent a notice that there was a meeting tonight.
Oh,
Right, but he says I'm very busy on Wednesday and Thursday, and that's it, but today's Tuesday,
Yeah.
it's tonight. I
I,
didn't understand that.
okay.
yeah, he didn't say anything about
He
volunteering.
meant Tuesday, Wednesday.
I think so, but I just had to clear it up, I think maybe he thought it was Wednesday. I don't-
Did we check these two people?
Yes, they're clear.
That's right.
Miami-Dade County and, accounting-wise, they don't know.
Okay. Did we check Mr. Richard?
No, I did not check Mr. Richard, but I've been talking back and forth with him about, and I think you finalized that with Maria, right?
What?
Your account?
You were supposed to do that.
You
I
spoke to
talked- I
Maria.
talked to her, she said she was gonna send me a whole clear bill.
Right, let me go check here.
Nick, Ernesto, I lived here for 24 and 3/4 years, okay? I have never been late with a payment.
But we don't have a file that you open up.
I
that
called-
part.
What?
We don't have an issue with you opening up about that.
Almost, almost. No, I wasn't the first, but I was almost the first. You talked to her in front of me. She said she was gonna send me a thing with a zero balance. She never did. She's never sent me any more notices since then.
That's
No.
good. Well,
Okay.
I'll send you your statement.
Okay. First of all, before we can entertain your request, you gotta resign from limestone.
I already did. I just did, didn't I?
No, not like that.
Okay, I want to resign from the finance
We'll
committee.
put up for a resignation.
You have to email it to me.
I mean,
Write it.
you know the process.
You wanna
just
write
can't
it?
Say, I resign and then jump on and write it, because you know what?
No.
Look, I'll talk to you after. Right now, there's some issues.
We don't have any issues in our community. We're supposed to have straightened out all the issues.
Right now, we have some issues about our defense. So we want to be very careful with who's on the finance committee, coming out, finance committee, going back on the board.
Just make it the right way.
Yeah.
Send an email and, so on this board, we're gonna make a note that he wants to join again, or he's not yet? Until he sends the resignation letter.
Well, not really doing that.
He's sending it out.
Property manager, 9955245.
We have
Is that your number?
3 people that want to do it. Yeah. I don't know what's the issue. Well, we have to talk about that later on.
I resigned from the finance committee.
No activity.
Who else is in the finance committee?
The new person, her name is Beata and Carlos Camargo.
You want me to join the finance committee?
No,
You got enough people going to join the board?
There you go. I'll send it.
All right, whatever.
you're okay. You're the treasurer.
You need me, let me know.
Did, okay, I know these two people just said, I mean, I know Solana just said he's going to be on board. Miguelina said she's interested. No one said nothing else.
Maybe we could ask one of these two if they want to be part of a committee. Henry told me Miguelina has a strong attitude.
What kind of show?
Doesn't matter the attitudes.
No, I'm just saying for finance.
We need strong attitudes.
Right. For the finance committee, with you three, I think we'll be fine over here.
she sent us the 8th of October. I'll make it.
Yeah.
I got the other one 7th.
Okay.
All right. How would we do this? How would we do this to, let's do this. I would like to make a motion to reappoint Richard Wolf to the board of Director of Marbella Park, pending verification of the association attorney. You will have a second. Been properly second. Question? Okay, all of those in favor say aye.
Aye.
So, what's pending after B is, when you talk with Ella, just to clarify that, as we know, which is, what he resigned, and we want to come back. Is it clear, can we do it without any problem, or is anything he have to write? He himself and sign, I don't know. That's why it's pending, that's why I don't want to jump into waters and then.
I can wait until December election, so I'm not in a rush. We have vote in December, don't we?
That's right. As long as you want to work.
It's only, so much ahead.
What do you say that?
Right. We would have been going through all this.
I don't know, I just said I want to resign and go on the board again, but I can wait, but I'm not in a rush to go on the board.
Right, so.
We have no emergencies right now.
I would like to make a motion to accept Miguelina Garcia as a board member. Do I have a second?
Second.
Been properly second. All of those in favor say aye.
Aye.
So moved. Could you get back with Daniel Solares? Let him know, okay, that we up to 5 right now. Let him know that he can be on the Rights Committee. If he would be interested to be in the Rights Committee until when the opening comes up, and then we can take it. And
You may want to explain that we need uneven numbers.
yes,
And
yeah.
that's the reason, not just.
Yeah. Okay.
Either way, since we'll do that, I'm gonna ask Edo, number one, because I want to be clear on going from fines
Yeah,
to, I've never seen an objection on that, but I'm not sure.
Did you hear from Mustafa? Because you did send a warning. Be interesting to find out if he's interested, or just wait till the next meeting.
Did you want to
Does it-
volunteer for the Finance Committee?
Because if he's not, then maybe this other person will step up.
No, that's
I'm just throwing things out.
good. Yeah.
All right, so we're good.
And the only reason I said let's leave it is because if we go to the documents, they clearly specify what can happen.
Okay.
Clearly specify, so that's no issue.
Yeah, so next meeting
So
doesn't
next
show.
week, then they'll show up, we can just.
Oh, I see what you're
saying.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, protocol.
Okay. No, I think he's good, if he's not gonna come, then this other person wants to, right?
Yeah. Okay, let's go to general questions or concerns here.
Hi, how are you? We just bought the house for that federal realty had. That had been abandoned
Okay,
for a
give
couple
me
of
an
years.
address.
1963 Northwest 23rd Court. It's a corner house, Springfield.
Mhm.
Okay, I had actually submitted an approval to change the color. Right now it has a pink.
Mhm.
It was denied.
Mhm.
However, is there any way we can reconsider those colors? Because honestly speaking, I don't like any of them, and it's very, I mean, if you look at it, it's the trim. It's basically the trim color, but I want it on the whole house. Is there any possibility that you can reconsider the colors? Because I went there and I looked, and honestly, I didn't see anything. And we've been doing major work on the house because it's been abandoned for years, so it would be nice if we can really do something that we like.
Okay. I looked at it.
You looked at, these are the colors you like?
No, no, but this.
I attached the colors so you can see.
Oh, I got it.
One of those is the trim. It's basically most of the trim of all the samples, but the color of the house itself, the colors you have there are like, I don't like any of
What
them.
is your trim?
The trim
Now.
No, what is
is
your?
now,
No,
right?
no, no, I mean, your recommendation is to paint your house the color of the trim.
Yeah.
So what is your trim?
What do you mean? I don't understand.
Every house have pull out house and they have a trim.
Okay, one is like a beige and then the other one's a little lighter. It's almost the same.
So,
This one?
Yeah, the top it says, the first, I wrote it on the top. One says house and one says trim.
Oh, okay, I see, trim,
And then that one's
and
the
then the house, I
Yes,
see.
it's almost the same.
So it'll all be,
it's more clearer than the trim, that's not the trim. That's clearer than the trim, right?
The trim is that one.
the trim is this
Right,
one, which is the top, and this is the house.
Right.
The house color, this is the
It would be
numbers
the-
of the trim?
This is the house color.
Yeah. Is that the numbers of the trim? Oh, that has been approved. Here. No,
What number is it? Is the house,
For the house or
for
the
the trim?
Well, no, I don't
Six-
think it's the exact trim.
6385?
But it's similar to a lot of them
Dover
that
White
are there.
6385.
6385?
Mhm.
I remember it was over white, but I don't know what's in it.
I mean, we started, they've added even more colors now, haven't they?
Yeah.
Many
They
more.
have.
Many.
Some I go to my head.
Unless they don't have an updated book, because the ones.
Did you go to this,
one right there, and I honestly,
We went through,
Right.
we made it a point to give them an updated book.
Go back to the beginning here. No,
It looks like it, but that's not.
it's more easy.
No, the bottom.
What's it? Huh? Which one does she want to go to?
The top one?
Yeah, but is this one approved? Is this,
no, that's the trim that I want on the house.
but this not approved?
No.
No,
No, she wants
this
a
is the
very
trim that I
pale,
would
we
like.
don't have any colors.
I was what I would like on the house and what I would like on the
Okay.
trim. Not that
Do
it's the
do
trim.
we have this number?
No,
So none of the two are
The
approved?
closest she got
Oh,
is very
okay.
exact.
Okay, I'm with you.
I mean, I'm not going to a fuchsia color, you know what I mean? It's very neutral. I just want it.
Okay. The problem here is that you're making a request that it'll take more time. Because this can have to go back to the committee. Okay, it can take more time, and if it take more time, first of all, you have to resubmit this. And you're gonna have to place a notation that she's agreeing that this can go over how many days here? 60 days. It can go over could go over 60 days, I don't know. You gotta go to the beautification committee, because if the beautification committee approve this, then it will come to us and we look at the recommendation and approve it or deny the beautification committee recommendation. And once that's approved, then it goes to the vote.
So that everybody can use it.
Right.
Right. So in that case, can can I be part of the beautification committee? Because that's what I can put my input. I mean, I'm an owner, I mean,
How many
I
people are in the
think-
beautification committee?
One.
Yeah, you definitely could be part.
Why
I
not?
mean, if that's the case, I would like to put my input, because honestly,
Well, you have to put your input on paper. Explanation. There's a conflict of interest. So you can put your view up, and then after this is handled, then you can be fully part of the committee. Okay?
okay.
But you can't be part of the committee.
In your room.
Yeah, and then quit.
Yeah.
I voted on my house. I said, yeah, that's fine. That would be nice.
But I think the house is under violation because of the paint, because it's been abandoned for so long, so if I have to wait the 60 days, am I gonna be okay with that?
What was it?
Her house needs to be painted. It's
So that's
pretty
you, so that's you.
How many, I'm sorry, no, you were finished.
So that's you have a ACC form, and we are noted, we are putting those instructions in, then yes.
So you want me to present this, or you're gonna have to submit this again and present it to the beautification
Beautification.
committee? You can give it to me, we'll copy, you can email it to me, I'll copy Barbara and send her your request, and then
See what she
there
says.
she can.
That should be quick.
Huh?
Not so hard to participate.
Really?
You have this form, you have it, right?
Yeah.
And then you can join the beautification.
Just
committee.
resubmit it.
See, we read right through that.
I didn't say that.
I should have just come in here and just said.
There you go. I would've chosen.
Then I would have put my
You
input.
learn for next time. Next time we see her, well, that's why for $2. This is good. I was surprised we got 2 presidents.
You have another question?
No.
Let's take care.
So email that to me.
I had the
Same
same
thing,
question
right?
because I'm
So,
reading
send the
it.
same
No, you
thing.
send
When
this,
did we
I'll
spend
get-
$6,700 on
But I
community
read the
events
same thing.
for?
Just this, and then
Actual,
send this.
actual.
We had
$5,333 more than we were supposed to.
What
It says
page?
here, I'm only reading, but it says
What page?
page 1 of our budget, our expenses,
You guys don't have the same
our
thing.
income and
He has-
expenses.
Okay.
He has abbreviated, you guys have,
Here,
more
Okay.
detail.
I circled it.
All right, 1711. Okay, 6,500, 6,750. Actual budget 416.
I went and invited to any party, and I couldn't attract
I was invited.
$6,700
I was
worth of money.
I did for you.
I was invited to this party meeting.
Wasn't this
There you go. Even Ernesto wasn't invited to this party.
1711, under general administrative, 1711, line item.
Community events.
Community events.
6750.
That's the party, the Christmas party, no?
It rolls over to this year?
We already have the deposit submitted.
Was half,
Ah.
it's 250.
Oh, unless they enter the full amount of it.
How can they do that? So that's what I
You
was asking.
see, that's what I'm saying. Remember when you said it to
I only
me?
paid 2,000 something. I think.
Right, but remember you said it to me first? You said you talked to them and then we submit the total and I sent it back to you and I said no. And you told me,
But
go
they have
ahead and,
submitted the whole amount instead of the half.
and you told me, go ahead and decline it,
And then you approve the new one,
the new which was
2,000
for,
something.
right.
Yeah, half of it.
How much alcohol is gonna be in this party for $6,700?
Good stuff. Not a lot of good stuff. We'll have Kool-Aid, Gatorade.
Yeah.
What's the,
I think you give them Kool-Aid, that's a problem.
what's the following question, Jeff?
Air conditioning chiller, $20,000? We spent
What
20.
line number? Give me the line number here.
Line number 09150.
He has a different one than you.
Yeah, well, if 09,
Here, have this one.
09150,
That's
under
abbreviated.
maintenance.
See abbreviated?
We still owe $1,955. I mean, $19,500.
you see on what page now?
I'm on page 2 of mine.
Chiller, air conditioned chiller?
That's what it says.
09,
I know we fixed the AC in the
what
car.
you said, 09
Here
what?
and over there.
Oh,
That, I don't know, that's what I've been told.
this
09 what, you
this one was under warranty.
Wait, oh, nine, what?
Repeat the number.
09150.
Oh, nine.
150
Oh,
here.
okay.
$20,000, $20,005.80. We still owe, because I went back here on things that we still
All right,
owe.
we're working that one, what is, what's the other
We
one?
still owe them 19,000. AMP Air Conditioning Corporation, we still owe over 90 days, $19,930.80.
Okay, what's the next one?
That's all I have. I don't have any questions.
Well, see, you see this right here, what you're looking at? I had to do for Affinity an investigation on all those vendors. And I had to call them and make sure that everything was paid. How this happens, I don't know. I don't know if it's,
Okay,
so, I don't know. You guys,
Okay, yeah.
so you guys are not.
maybe that. You know what we gotta do with this. You know what we gotta do with this tomorrow. You know what you have to do with this tomorrow. And I need to know who's gonna be accountable for that. Okay, now, the last meeting that Mustafa was here, he brought up these basic, these same issues.
Yeah.
So now, I'm thinking that you're telling me here that if I go to the back end and leave up after the meeting, you can show me exactly who I come with the 25. Okay. Any other question? No? Okay?
You have a question?
No, he's done. All right, at this time, I would like to make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
Let's second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
So moved. Thank you all for having this. Coming down.
It doesn't look like I'm gonna start that fall.